Okay, toilets 101. We've already pulled the toilet. To reset a toilet for some of the stuff you might choose to use, like I have, I've got all my stuff here. Flashlight if you need it. Sometimes taking the toilets off when they're set down, it's hard to see. On this particular toilet, I had one bolt on this side that was rusted, one on this side that was not, and because of the angle of the light I couldn't see it, so I have a flashlight. You're gonna need some tub and bath or kitchen and bath sealant, some DAP. White is what I usually use for toilets. I also like to use these squeegees, but some guys just like to use their fingers and you know, just kind of smear it around and wipe it down with that or a sponge. The other thing I recommend is a scraper, so you can scrape all the old sealant off of the tile and the toilet. An adjustable wrench comes in handy for loosening and tightening the bolts for the flange. Channel locks, they come in very handy if you have to hold anything for backup like I did. Now, as I said, I had a rusty bolt, so I used the KB Blaster penetrating oil and sprayed some of that on it, helped free it up. A new flange, wax ring. A lot of people like the old wax rings. I'm really starting to like these new plastic rubberized wax rings. The reason I like them is because they work great, but also too because if you make a mistake or something's not sitting just right and you have a little bit of a leak, guess what? Take it back off, put it back on, and you don't have to buy a new wax ring. Secondly, any all-purpose cleaner. I recommend anything that has a little bit of bleach, kills bacteria. Spray down the area, clean it all up, clean the underneath of the toilet, put everything back together, and it's a little bit more sanitary. You're also going to need some flange bolts for your toilet flange. I like using a little bit bigger, the 5/16, because they're just a little bit hardier and just I like to be able to torque down on them and get it to seat real good. Some paper towels, and if you're like me, like keep your hands a little clean, use some rubber gloves. Now, as you can see, I've already pulled the toilet off and I've set it out. I use a shop vac and I suck out all the water. I turn off the stop, suck out all the water of the toilet, suck out all the water of the tank. In my wet vac, make sure your filter's out before you do it. Clean up the old wax, and I still have a little bit more to clean, but I just wanted to show you guys. Plus, as you see, their old sealant is still on there. So what I will do is I will take my scraper and I'll come back around there and I'll just peel everything off of the toilet like so, and get it nice and clean for when I seat the toilet again. So after you've done and accomplished all of that, cleaned it, you're going to then put your new wax ring or rubberized ring, if you will, back on the flange. You're going to put your bolts in place, and you're going to set your toilet back on top of the flange and flange bolts. Then you're going to tighten them down, and if you get a little bit of a rock in there, you can use some wedges. They have plastic wedges. You can take your plastic wedges, wedge your toilet where you need to, cut the wedges if needed, and then tighten your toilet down to the base, ensuring that you don't over tighten it because you don't want to crack the china. If you start hearing anything crack, little crinkle, stop torquing down. Make sure you torque them down evenly from one side to the next, kind of like you do a tire. Tighten this side a little bit, tighten this side a little bit, tighten them down till you get no rock. Then go back with your sealant, and you definitely want to do this, and some people miss this step, but you want to put down some sealant around your toilet because you want to make sure that it has a secondary seal. Your wax ring acts as a first seal. This acts as a second seal, and also too because all the stuff underneath the toilet has bacteria, and that helps seal everything down. I've seen guys that come in and they leave the back unsealed because their theory is that you want to leave something where you have weep holes. Don't leave weep holes in toilets. The plumbing code, the uniform plumbing code that we use in most major cities, and the international plumbing code also, if I'm not mistaken, both tell you to seal the toilet. The uniform plumbing code definitely does, and it acts as a secondary seal. So make sure you seal your toilet and you seat your toilet correctly. And then when the job is all completed, you clean up and your toilet, you just hook up your supply line and your toilet should be functioning fine. If you have any other questions, please refer to our website, squaredawayplumbing.com or squareplumbing.com, and post your questions on our Facebook page. You can search us at Squared Away Plumbing or squareplumbing.com, and we'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you for your time.